The ancient wisdom of Thoth, the Egyptian god of writing, knowledge, and wisdom, has always fascinated those who seek deeper understanding and enlightenment. Known as the scribe of the gods, Thoth was said to possess the keys to hidden realms of knowledge and perception. But what makes Thoth's vision so powerful? And how can we unlock this ability to see beyond the surface of our ordinary world? Thoth's teachings hold an almost mystical allure, pointing us toward a way of seeing that is not confined by the physical limitations of our eyes, but rather transcends into the realm of the unseen. Imagine for a moment that your vision wasn't confined to just what you could see with your physical eyes. What if you could see into the hearts and minds of those around you? What if you could look beyond the surface of a situation and perceive the deeper truths that lie hidden beneath? This is the vision Thoth invites us to cultivate, a perception that extends beyond mere physical sight. It's about training your mind to perceive the hidden layers of reality that are often invisible to the average person. Thoth's teachings on vision are not about eye exercises or tricks to improve sight. They're about shifting your entire way of perceiving the world. Thoth, through his wisdom, guides us to a deeper, more refined level of perception that taps into the hidden world of thought, emotion, and energy. At its core, Thoth's vision is about clarity. When you begin to understand how Thoth saw the world, you start to see your own world more clearly. The wisdom of Thoth is rooted in the belief that everything has a deeper meaning, a hidden structure, and an unseen truth. By learning to tune into these subtler layers, you begin to experience life in a way that most people never do. You see beyond the physical, you hear beyond the noise, and you understand beyond the words. But how do we begin to tap into this profound wisdom? The first step is to cultivate an awareness that there is more to reality than meets the eye. We often become trapped in our own narrow perspective, believing that what we see with our eyes is all there is. But Thoth teaches us to look deeper, to question, and to see with a new kind of awareness. Thoth's vision is also about discernment. In the modern world, we are bombarded by an overwhelming amount of information, much of it shallow and superficial. Thoth's wisdom offers us a way to sift through the noise and see what is truly important. It's not just about seeing more. It's about seeing with clarity, seeing with purpose, and seeing with intent. Thoth's vision enables us to cut through the clutter and focus on the essence of things, to recognize the underlying truths that others may miss. In many ways, Thoth's vision is like a muscle that needs to be trained. Just as our physical eyes need to be exercised to maintain sharpness, our inner vision requires practice and cultivation. This is where the practice of meditation comes in. By quieting the mind and tuning into the subtler frequencies of thought and energy, we begin to strengthen our inner sight. Meditation is a direct route to the kind of clarity that Thoth speaks of. It's a process of peeling away the layers of distraction and illusion that cloud our perception until we are left with a clear view of reality. But there is more to it than just meditation. Thoth's wisdom also invites us to work with symbols, archetypes, and metaphors, tools that can help unlock the deeper meanings of life. These symbols, which Thoth himself used in his writings and teachings, act as keys to open doors to greater understanding. They are not just abstract ideas. They are living representations of deeper truths. When we begin to understand these symbols, we begin to understand the world on a much deeper level. Thoth's vision is also intimately connected to the concept of balance. It's not enough to see things clearly. You must also learn to see them in harmony with the rest of the world. In Thoth's teachings, vision is not just about perceiving things correctly. It's about perceiving them in relation to the whole. This is where the idea of unity and interconnectedness comes into play. Everything is connected, and true vision allows us to see how all the pieces fit together. When you begin to perceive the world through Thoth's eyes, you see how the individual parts work in harmony with the whole. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeing things in isolation, seeing people as separate from each other, or events as disconnected from one another. But Thoth's wisdom teaches us that everything is interconnected. Our thoughts, our emotions, our actions, all are part of a larger cosmic tapestry. Thoth's vision is about seeing that tapestry in all its complexity and beauty and understanding your place within it. This deeper way of seeing is not something that happens overnight. It requires practice, patience, and a willingness to look beyond the surface. But once you begin to see through Thoth's eyes, you'll find that the world opens up in new and magnificent ways. It's as if a veil has been lifted, and you are now able to see the hidden patterns and meanings that were once obscured. Thoth's teachings offer us a way to expand our perception, to see beyond the ordinary, and to connect with the deeper truths of the universe. The vision Thoth invites us to cultivate is not just a tool for personal growth. It is a key to unlocking the mysteries of existence itself. It allows us to see the beauty and the magnificence that lies hidden in the everyday, to glimpse the divine in the mundane, and to connect with the universal truths that govern our lives. As we begin to train our minds to see clearly, we start to realize that the true power of vision lies not in what we can see with our physical eyes, but in what we can perceive with our inner sight. Thoth's vision is about seeing beyond the ordinary and tapping into the extraordinary. It is about expanding our consciousness, breaking free from the limitations of our current understanding, and seeing the world through the eyes of wisdom. By following Thoth's path, we can unlock the power of our own inner vision. In doing so, awaken to a deeper and more profound understanding of ourselves and the world around us. This is the journey of transformation, one that leads us to a clearer, more enlightened way of being. And it all begins with learning to see the world with the clarity that Thoth's vision provides. To understand the essence of Thoth's inner vision, we must first explore the concept of the mind's true eye, a term that points to a deeper, more intuitive kind of sight. This is not the eye that sees physical objects. Rather, it is the eye of the mind, the gateway to perceiving the intangible, the thoughts, emotions, and energies that shape our lives and our world. Thoth's wisdom reveals that the true eye, the mind's eye, is capable of seeing beyond the veil of illusion that often clouds our judgment and perception. At the heart of this teaching is the idea that there are two levels of sight, the one we experience with our physical senses and the one that transcends the physical, our internal spiritual sight. This mind's true eye, however, is often dormant in most people. We are conditioned from an early age to trust only what we see with our physical eyes, dismissing everything that cannot be touched, measured, or seen as either irrelevant or imaginary. But Thoth's vision calls us to awaken this deeper sight, to reconnect with the unseen, to break through the limitations of our senses and perceive the greater reality. The mind's true eye is not just a metaphor. It is a real, powerful faculty within all of us. Just as we can cultivate physical abilities through practice, we can also train our mental faculties to become more attuned to these deeper, more subtle perceptions. Thoth, through his teachings, invites us to activate this dormant eye, to shift from the world of surface appearances to the world of true understanding. When we awaken this inner sight, we are able to see through the illusions of the world and perceive things as they truly are. But how do we unlock this eye? The first step is to recognize that the world we perceive through our physical senses is only a fraction of the total reality. Thoth encourages us to look beyond the obvious, to understand that everything we encounter, people, situations, objects, has a deeper truth beneath its surface. This deeper truth is often hidden, masked by societal conditioning, personal biases, and the limitations of our physical senses. To see beyond the veil requires a willingness to challenge what we know and step into the unknown. The mind's true I also allows us to perceive the underlying energies that influence our lives. Every person, every situation is imbued with an energy that can be felt but not always seen. This energy is the force that drives behavior, creates relationships, and shapes our experiences. Thoth's wisdom teaches us that when we develop our inner sight, we become more attuned to these energies. We learn to feel the vibrations of a situation or a person before it manifests in the physical world, giving us an edge in understanding how things are unfolding. This energy-based perception is often called intuition. Intuition is the ability to perceive things that are not immediately apparent, to sense the undercurrents of reality that elude logical reasoning. Thoth's teachings emphasize that intuition is not a vague or mystical feeling, but a refined sense of the mind's true I. It is a direct knowing that bypasses the logical mind, guiding us to deeper truths that reason alone cannot uncover. This intuitive sight connects us to the world of archetypes, symbols, and energies that exist beyond the physical world, allowing us to navigate life with greater clarity and insight. One of the most profound ways that Thoth's vision helps awaken the mind's true I is through the practice of stillness. In our busy, noisy world, it is difficult to hear the whispers of the true I over the cacophony of daily distractions. But when we quiet the mind through meditation or simple contemplation, we create a space for our inner sight to emerge. Thoth often speaks of the power of silence as a gateway to deeper understanding. In silence, we can hear the subtle messages of our intuition, feel the energies of the world around us, and glimpse the hidden truths that are waiting to be discovered. Thoth also teaches that the mind's true I requires clarity. Just as physical sight is hindered by foggy or blurry lenses, our inner sight is clouded by confusion, fear, and emotional turbulence. When the mind is cluttered with distractions, worries, or limiting beliefs, it becomes difficult to access this deeper level of perception. Clarity is a state of mind where the lens of the true I is clear, allowing us to perceive things as they truly are, unclouded by the distortions of the ego or the projections of the past. Achieving this clarity requires discipline and focus, but with practice, the mind's true I becomes sharper and its vision becomes more refined. Another key aspect of the mind's true I is its ability to perceive patterns. Everything in the universe operates according to patterns, cycles, and rhythms. Whether it is the natural cycles of the seasons, the ebb and flow of emotions, or the repeating patterns in our relationships, the universe is governed by invisible forces that create order in what may seem like chaos. The mind's true I, when developed, allows us to see these patterns and cycles with greater awareness. We can understand the flow of events and anticipate how situations may unfold, guiding us toward more informed decisions and deeper understanding. This ability to recognize patterns is particularly useful in understanding human behavior. Thoth's vision shows us that there is a logic behind the seemingly illogical behavior of others. It's not enough to simply observe the surface actions. We must look deeper to the motives, fears, and desires that drive people's choices. When we cultivate the mind's true I, we begin to see the hidden motivations behind words and actions. We understand why people act the way they do, even when they don't fully understand it themselves. This insight into human nature allows us to navigate relationships more effectively, avoiding misunderstandings and conflicts. Thoth's teachings also suggest that the mind's true I can be refined through the study of ancient wisdom and symbolism. Symbols, whether found in sacred texts, art, or nature, hold deep meanings that can unlock higher levels of understanding. Thoth, as the god of wisdom and writing, used symbols to convey profound truths about the nature of reality. The study of these symbols and the ability to interpret their meanings is a powerful way to activate the mind's true I. When we understand the deeper significance behind the symbols in our lives, we gain access to a more profound understanding of ourselves and the world around us. The practice of looking beyond the physical, of questioning what we know, and of tuning into the deeper layers of reality is essential for cultivating the mind's true eye. Thoth's wisdom is not just about seeing with the mind. It is about seeing the hidden connections that bind all things together. As we begin to understand and apply Thoth's teachings, we open ourselves to a world of deeper meaning, greater insight, and more profound clarity. This inner sight, when fully awakened, allows us to navigate life with greater wisdom. We no longer react blindly to the events of the world. Instead, we respond with a deep understanding of the energies at play. We can see beyond the illusions of fear, doubt, and confusion, and into the heart of truth. Thoth's vision becomes our own, guiding us toward a life of greater awareness, peace, and enlightenment. As we delve deeper into the teachings of Thoth, we begin to see that his wisdom is not just about perception. It's about unlocking hidden meanings through symbols and archetypes that resonate on a profound, often subconscious level. The role of symbolism in Thoth's vision is more than just an abstract concept. It is the very key to accessing the deeper layers of the mind's true eye. For Thoth, symbols were not mere representations of objects or ideas, but powerful conduits through which divine knowledge and wisdom could be transmitted directly into the soul. When we think of symbols, we might immediately picture things like hieroglyphs or mystical signs, some of the very symbols that Thoth himself is said to have taught and used. But to limit our understanding of symbols to their visual form would be to miss the true depth of their meaning. In Thoth's teachings, symbols are living, breathing energies that exist beyond the physical realm. They are dynamic representations of universal truths that tap into the very fabric of reality itself. They are much more than visual cues. They are doorways to deeper understanding. At their core, symbols in Thoth's wisdom act as bridges between the material and the spiritual. They enable us to perceive the unseen, to tap into energies and forces that transcend the limitations of ordinary sight. In this way, symbols become tools for expanding the capacity of the mind's true eye. Thoth himself is said to have used symbols as a form of language to transmit complex concepts and divine wisdom, bypassing the limitations of spoken or written words. This idea is reflected in one of Thoth's key teachings, that the true understanding of reality lies not in the tangible, but in the unseen energies that shape the world around us. Symbols act as gateways to this unseen world, helping us understand the hidden structures of reality that we cannot perceive with our physical senses. For example, the snake, which often appears in Thoth's teachings, is not simply a representation of the animal itself. In the spiritual and symbolic context, the snake represents transformation, rebirth, and the shedding of old skin, processes that are integral to personal and spiritual growth. When we encounter such a symbol, it is not just a reminder of a physical creature, but an invitation to explore its deeper meanings, to allow it to unlock aspects of ourselves that we may have long overlooked. This process of unlocking deeper meanings through symbols requires more than a simple intellectual understanding. It demands an active engagement with the subconscious. Symbols speak to us on a level that bypasses the conscious mind, appealing directly to our inner vision. They resonate with our emotions, our instincts, and our inner truths. In this way, symbols help activate the mind's true eye, providing a direct path to spiritual insight. The practice of working with symbols, as Thoth teaches, is not just about interpreting their meaning in a literal sense. It's about allowing these symbols to trigger a deeper awareness, to open up new layers of perception that we weren't previously aware of. For instance, when you meditate on a symbol like the Eye of Horus, another of Thoth's powerful symbols, you are not just reflecting on a depiction of an eye. You are engaging with an archetype that represents protection, wisdom, and spiritual insight. By contemplating the Eye of Horus, you may find that it begins to evoke a sense of clarity and understanding within you, unlocking hidden truths that were always present but obscured by the fog of ordinary consciousness. The role of symbols in inner vision, then, is to help bridge the gap between the physical world and the metaphysical truths that lie beyond it. As we engage more deeply with these symbols, we begin to attune our perception to the subtle energies that guide the universe. It's as if each symbol carries a frequency, a vibration that, when we attune ourselves to it, opens up new dimensions of awareness. Take, for example, the symbol of the spiral. In Thoth's teachings, the spiral represents the process of spiritual evolution, the journey of growth and expansion that every soul undergoes. When you meditate on the spiral, you're not just contemplating a shape, you are connecting with the very energy of evolution itself. You are aligning your consciousness with the rhythms of the universe, allowing the symbol to guide you along your own path of personal transformation. Symbols, in essence, allow us to perceive the world through a different lens. They enable us to see beyond the immediate and the obvious, to recognize the interconnectedness of all things, and to understand the greater cosmic order that underpins our daily lives. They help train the mind's true eye, expanding our perception beyond the confines of the physical world and into the realm of universal truth. This practice of working with symbols and archetypes is not something that is done once and then forgotten. It is an ongoing process of exploration and discovery. Each time we encounter a symbol, we are invited to dive deeper into its layers of meaning, to peel back the veils of illusion and uncover new insights. This is the beauty of symbolism in Thoth's wisdom. It is an ever-unfolding mystery, one that reveals itself slowly and organically as we continue to deepen our understanding. But it's not just about individual symbols. Thoth's vision also teaches us about the way that symbols work together, forming intricate systems that represent the workings of the universe itself. When you begin to study symbols in Thoth's wisdom, you realize that they are part of a greater, interconnected web of meaning. Each symbol is a piece of the puzzle, and when you understand how they fit together, you gain a holistic view of the universe. This interconnectedness of symbols is what makes Thoth's teachings so powerful. By understanding the symbols and their relationships, we begin to understand how everything in life is connected. We see how our thoughts, emotions, and actions are woven into the fabric of the universe, and how they influence the world around us. In this way, symbols not only unlock inner vision, they also help us navigate the external world with greater clarity and wisdom. Working with symbols, then, is not just an intellectual exercise. It is a transformative practice that awakens the deeper faculties of the mind's true eye. It allows us to perceive the hidden forces at work in our lives and in the world around us, guiding us toward greater understanding and spiritual awakening. As we move forward on this journey of inner vision, we will see that the role of symbolism is not just to enhance our perception of the world. It is to help us connect with the deeper truths that lie beneath the surface, guiding us toward wisdom, clarity, and enlightenment. Through the power of symbols, Thoth's vision becomes our own, and we unlock the true potential of the mind's eye. As we venture deeper into the wisdom of Thoth, we encounter a crucial element in unlocking the power of the mind's true eye: meditation. It is through the practice of meditation that we begin to clear away the clutter and distractions of the physical world, allowing us to tune into the deeper, subtler layers of consciousness that Thoth's vision requires. The ancient Egyptian god of wisdom knew well that to see clearly, we must first cultivate the inner stillness needed to perceive the world without distortion. In Thoth's teachings, meditation is not merely about achieving a calm mind. It is about transforming the way we perceive reality. It is through meditation that we can refine our inner vision, sharpening our ability to see beyond the limitations of the ego and the illusions of the material world. Meditation opens the channel to higher consciousness, allowing us to perceive the hidden dimensions of existence and tap into the divine knowledge that Thoth himself is said to have possessed. Meditation, in the context of Thoth's vision, is a practice of deep focus and intentional clarity. It is a method by which we deliberately turn our attention inward, away from the external distractions of the world, and focus instead on the subtle currents of thought, energy, and consciousness that flow within us. This inward journey is not about escaping the world, but rather about learning to engage with it on a deeper, more enlightened level. One of the most powerful meditation practices that aligns with Thoth's teachings is the practice of contemplative silence. In this meditative state, the goal is not to silence the mind entirely, but to create a space of stillness in which the deeper truths of the universe can emerge. It is through this silent contemplation that we begin to hear the whispers of the inner I, the subtle messages that guide us toward clarity and understanding. Thoth's vision teaches us that it is in the silence that the most profound revelations occur, when we stop the endless chatter of the mind and allow space for insight to arise. But silence alone is not enough. Thoth also teaches us that meditation must be coupled with focus. True clarity does not come from mindlessly staring into space or waiting for inspiration to strike. Instead, it arises when we consciously direct our attention toward a specific goal, whether that be a question, an intention, or an area of personal growth. By focusing our mind on a particular aspect of our lives, we create the mental clarity necessary to perceive the deeper truth beneath the surface. In Thoth's view, clarity is not simply a passive state, it is an active discipline. It is a practice that requires intention, effort, and, most importantly, patience. We cannot expect to achieve instant clarity or profound insight without putting in the work. But with consistent practice, meditation becomes a tool for gradually sharpening the mind's true eye, allowing us to see with ever greater precision and depth. Thoth also emphasizes the importance of mindfulness in meditation. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, aware of the thoughts, feelings, and sensations that arise within us without judgment or attachment. This practice of present moment awareness helps us to cultivate a state of mental clarity that is not clouded by past memories or future anxieties. In this state of mindfulness, we are able to see the world as it truly is, without the filter of our personal biases, fears, or desires. Thoth's vision requires us to perceive life with fresh eyes, as though we are seeing it for the very first time. To deepen our meditation practice, Thoth also teaches us the art of visualization. Visualization is the process of creating mental images that align with our intentions and desires. In the context of Thoth's teachings, visualization is not just about imagining outcomes or goals. It is about engaging with the deeper symbols and archetypes that shape our perception of reality. Through visualization, we can train the mind's true eye to see not just the physical world, but the symbolic, energetic world that underlies it. For example, Thoth often used the symbol of the moon to represent the mind's inner vision. The moon is a powerful symbol of illumination, guiding us through the darkness of ignorance and leading us toward clarity. To visualize the moon in meditation, we might imagine its light shining brightly over our inner landscape, illuminating the hidden corners of our mind where truth and wisdom are waiting to be discovered. Through this visualization, we activate the power of Thoth's vision, allowing it to guide us toward deeper understanding. Another powerful visualization technique in Thoth's meditation practice is the use of sacred geometry. Sacred geometry is the study of the patterns and shapes that govern the natural world, and it is believed that these patterns hold the keys to understanding the universe. By meditating on sacred geometric shapes, such as the flower of life, the pentagram, or the hexagon, we can tune our minds to the fundamental principles of creation, unlocking new levels of awareness and insight. In this way, meditation becomes not just a practice of stillness, but also a tool for connecting with the deeper structures of reality. As we engage in these meditative practices, it is essential to remember that clarity does not come overnight. Thoth's wisdom teaches us that the journey to inner vision is a gradual one, requiring time, effort, and dedication. The process of refining our inner sight is akin to the process of chiseling away at a block of marble to reveal the statue hidden within. With each meditation session, we are slowly uncovering the layers of illusion that obscure our true perception until we are left with a clear, unobstructed view of reality. The beauty of Thoth's meditation practices is that they do not require any special tools or external techniques. All that is required is the willingness to turn inward, to engage with the deeper currents of thought and energy that flow through us. With each practice, we cultivate the ability to see more clearly, to hear more distinctly, and to understand more deeply. Through meditation, we begin to train the mind's true eye to perceive the world as it truly is, free from the distortions of ego, fear, and illusion. And as we cultivate this clarity, we find that our perception of the world around us begins to change. We no longer see things in isolation or as disconnected from one another. Instead, we begin to recognize the interconnectedness of all things, the underlying unity that binds the universe together. Thoth's vision teaches us that true clarity is not just about seeing things clearly in our own lives, but about seeing the world as part of a larger, interconnected whole. Through meditation, we awaken the mind's true eye, allowing us to perceive the hidden dimensions of reality and gain access to the wisdom and clarity that Thoth himself possessed. It is a practice that requires patience and dedication. But with each session, we come closer to the ultimate goal, awakening to the deeper truths of existence and seeing the world through the eyes of wisdom. As we continue our journey into the heart of Thoth's vision, we begin to encounter the most profound challenge on the path to inner sight, the mental blocks that hinder our ability to see clearly. These blocks, often rooted in fear, doubt, or deeply ingrained patterns of thought, are what keep us tethered to the surface level of experience. They're the fog that clouds our mind's true eye, distorting our perception and preventing us from accessing the deeper truths that lie just beyond the veil. Thoth's wisdom teaches us that the mind's true eye is not simply a tool to perceive the world. It is a mirror, reflecting back the depths of our own consciousness. And like any mirror, it can become clouded by the grime and dust of our mental clutter. These mental blocks are not merely obstacles to seeing the world more clearly. They're the very obstacles to self-awareness and personal transformation. To truly see, we must first clear away the mental detritus that distorts our vision. The first and perhaps most common block is fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of seeing the truth, fear of confronting what lies beneath the surface. This fear manifests in many forms. Fear of change, fear of failure, fear of the pain that may arise when we look deeply into ourselves. Thoth's teachings, however, show us that true sight cannot exist without the courage to face the unknown. Just as the eye must adjust to the darkness to see in the night, the mind must adjust to the unknown in order to perceive the unseen. To overcome the fear of true sight, we must first embrace the discomfort that comes with it. Fear often arises from a sense of inadequacy or self-doubt. When we lack confidence in our ability to see clearly, we resist looking deeper, afraid that we won't like what we find. This is where Thoth's wisdom offers us profound insight. True clarity is not about seeking perfection, but about accepting what is. It is about surrendering to the truth of the present moment, no matter how uncomfortable it may seem. By embracing our imperfections and trusting in the wisdom that comes from the heart of the universe, we can break through the barriers that fear erects and begin to see with greater clarity. Another significant mental block to true sight is the conditioning of the mind. From a young age, we are taught to see the world in a certain way. Our beliefs, shaped by culture, society, and our personal experiences, act as filters through which we perceive reality. These filters are not inherently bad. They are simply a product of our experiences. However, they can become rigid and restrictive, limiting our ability to see beyond our preconceived notions. To truly see as Thoth saw, we must first challenge the beliefs and assumptions that no longer serve us, allowing our minds to become more open and receptive to new perspectives. The practice of self-inquiry is a key tool for breaking free from these limiting beliefs. Thoth's teachings encourage us to ask the fundamental question, what is real? By questioning our assumptions and beliefs, we begin to dismantle the mental walls that obscure our vision. This process requires courage, as it often forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and the world. But it is only through this confrontation that we can clear the path for true sight. A related mental block is the attachment to the ego. The ego, or the false self, is the part of us that identifies with our thoughts, feelings, and experiences as though they are our true essence. The ego is constantly seeking validation, control, and recognition, and it often creates a distorted view of reality in order to protect itself. This distortion clouds our ability to see clearly, as we become trapped in a cycle of self-centered thinking. Thoth's wisdom teaches us that to see with true clarity, we must transcend the ego. This does not mean denying the ego, but rather recognizing it for what it is, a construct that exists only to limit our perception. Through practices like mindfulness and meditation, we can begin to observe the ego without becoming entangled in its desires and fears. When we can separate ourselves from the egoic mind, we open ourselves to the possibility of seeing the world as it truly is, free from the distortions of personal preference and attachment. This detachment from the ego is a crucial step in overcoming the mental blocks that hinder our vision. Another significant block to true sight is the mental habit of duality. We often view the world in terms of opposites, good and bad, right and wrong, light and dark. This dualistic thinking creates a binary lens through which we filter all of our experiences. While duality can be useful for navigating the physical world, it becomes a hindrance when it comes to perceiving the deeper truths of existence. Thoth's vision transcends duality, seeing beyond the surface-level distinctions to the unity that underlies all things. In Thoth's teachings, we are encouraged to see the world as a single, interconnected whole, where every part is both distinct and inseparable from the rest. By breaking free from the limitations of dualistic thinking, we can begin to perceive the underlying unity of all things. This shift in perspective allows us to see beyond the labels and judgments that often cloud our vision, opening up new possibilities for understanding and connection. It's important to note that these mental blocks are not something to be eliminated entirely. The mind is a complex and intricate system, and we will always encounter challenges and limitations along the way. However, Thoth's wisdom teaches us that by recognizing these blocks and working through them with patience and persistence, we can gradually clear the path for greater clarity. It's not about achieving perfect vision, but about learning to see more clearly over time, breaking through the layers of illusion and distortion that have accumulated in the mind. Overcoming these mental blocks is a continuous process, one that requires dedication, introspection, and a willingness to let go of the old ways of seeing. As we begin to clear away the fears, beliefs, attachments, and dualistic thinking that cloud our vision, we find that our true sight becomes sharper and more refined. The more we practice, the more our inner vision opens up, revealing the mysteries of the universe that were once hidden from us. Thoth's vision teaches us that the greatest obstacle to true sight is not the world around us, but the way we perceive it. The mental blocks we encounter are not obstacles to be avoided, but challenges to be met with courage and wisdom. By facing these challenges head-on, we can unlock the true power of the mind's true I and begin to see the world through the eyes of divine wisdom. Once we begin to cultivate Thoth's vision, awakening our mind's true I, working with symbols, and overcoming the mental blocks that obscure our sight, the natural next step is integration. It's one thing to develop a profound spiritual insight in a quiet moment of meditation, but the true power of Thoth's teachings lies in our ability to bring that vision into our everyday lives. It's about moving beyond the abstract or the theoretical and learning to apply the wisdom of the inner eye to the practical, often messy, reality of life. The integration of inner vision into daily life is where the real magic happens. It's where we begin to see the world not just as a series of random events, but as a meaningful, interconnected whole. Thoth's wisdom teaches us that every moment, every interaction, every decision holds the potential for greater insight and understanding. But we must be willing to apply our inner sight in the midst of it all, while navigating the demands of work, relationships, personal challenges, and our own internal struggles. One of the most powerful ways to integrate Thoth's vision into daily life is through the practice of conscious awareness. Thoth's wisdom invites us to step into the world with open eyes, not just in the moments of stillness, but in the midst of our daily routines. It's about learning to see the sacred in the mundane, to perceive the deeper energies at play beneath the surface of every encounter. Whether we are walking down the street, engaging in a conversation, or working on a project, we have the opportunity to bring the clarity of Thoth's vision into the present moment. Conscious awareness is the practice of being fully present, of tuning into the subtle energies of a situation, person, or environment without judgment or distraction. When we bring this level of attention to our lives, we begin to see things in a new light. We notice patterns that we may have overlooked before. We begin to sense the underlying motivations and emotions in others. We feel the energy of a space and understand how it is affecting our mood or thoughts. This deeper level of awareness allows us to navigate the world with greater wisdom, making decisions that are aligned with our true purpose and deeper understanding. For example, when engaging in a conversation, Thoth's vision encourages us to listen not just to the words that are spoken, but to the energy behind them. How does the other person feel? What unspoken emotions or thoughts are driving their words and actions? Through conscious awareness, we can tune into these subtleties and respond with greater empathy and understanding. We move beyond surface-level communication and enter into a more meaningful exchange. Similarly, in our work or daily tasks, Thoth's vision invites us to see beyond the immediate task at hand. When we approach our work with inner sight, we begin to notice the patterns and connections that are not immediately visible. We understand how our actions today fit into the larger picture, how they impact the flow of our lives and the lives of others. This deeper understanding allows us to work with greater intention and purpose rather than simply going through the motions. Thoth's wisdom helps us align our actions with the natural flow of the universe, creating a sense of harmony and balance in our work and our lives. Another way to integrate inner vision into daily life is through the practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of paying attention to the present moment with full awareness. It is about observing our thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without attachment or judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we begin to see the world more clearly, without the distortion of past experiences, fears, or desires. Thoth's wisdom teaches us that the key to clarity is presence. When we are fully present, we are able to see beyond the surface of things and tap into the deeper currents of reality. In practical terms, mindfulness can be applied to everything we do. Whether we are eating, driving, or spending time with loved ones, we can bring our full attention to the task at hand. This practice not only enhances our perception of the world, but it also helps us to align with the flow of life. Thoth's vision teaches us that when we are fully present in the moment, we are able to connect more deeply with the energies of the universe, drawing upon the wisdom and clarity that lie beneath the surface of things. As we integrate inner vision into our daily lives, we also begin to understand the importance of stillness in the midst of activity. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, it can be easy to become overwhelmed by the constant noise and distractions. But Thoth's teachings remind us that true clarity comes from the ability to remain still, even in the midst of chaos. By taking moments throughout the day to pause, breathe, and reconnect with our inner vision, we can maintain a sense of calm and clarity, no matter what challenges arise. This stillness is not about withdrawing from life. It's about learning to stay centered while fully engaged with the world around us. Thoth's wisdom teaches us that when we are grounded in stillness, we are better able to see clearly, respond wisely, and move with purpose. This inner peace becomes a wellspring of strength, allowing us to navigate life with greater ease and grace. Another key aspect of integrating inner vision into daily life is the practice of reflection. Thoth's teachings encourage us to regularly reflect on our thoughts, actions, and experiences. Reflection is the process of looking back and assessing the deeper meanings behind our actions and choices. It's about asking ourselves, why did I react in that way? What did I learn from that experience? How can I align more closely with my inner vision in the future? Through regular reflection, we deepen our understanding of ourselves and our path, and we become more attuned to the wisdom that Thoth's vision provides. This process of reflection is essential for personal growth. It helps us see the patterns in our lives, understand the lessons we need to learn, and recognize the areas where we need to focus our attention. Thoth's wisdom teaches us that personal growth is not about achieving perfection, but about continuously refining our vision and our actions, aligning them more closely with the truth we perceive through our inner sight. Finally, integrating Thoth's vision into daily life is about living with intention. Thoth's wisdom teaches us that every action, every decision, and every thought has the potential to bring us closer to or further from the truth. By living with intention, we make choices that align with our higher purpose and the deeper wisdom that guides us. We begin to see our lives as a sacred journey, each step infused with meaning and purpose. Thoth's vision is not something we cultivate once and then forget. It is a living, breathing practice that we carry with us into every moment of our lives. By bringing inner sight into the fabric of our daily experience, we begin to see the world with a sense of wonder and awe. We perceive the hidden beauty in everything, and we connect with the deeper currents of wisdom that flow through the universe. In this way, Thoth's vision becomes more than just a tool for personal enlightenment. It becomes a way of life. It shapes how we interact with the world, how we approach challenges, and how we connect with others. It helps us move through life with greater clarity, grace, and understanding. Thoth's wisdom, when fully integrated, transforms not just our perception, but our entire way of being. As we reach the conclusion of our exploration into the depth of Thoth's teachings and the development of inner sight, we arrive at a profound realization. True vision is not merely a passive observation of the world. It is an active, dynamic process. Thoth's wisdom doesn't just invite us to see more clearly, but challenges us to engage with life on a deeper level, to transform the way we perceive ourselves and the world around us. It is a journey that leads to greater self-awareness, a stronger connection to the universal truths, and a more meaningful existence. Through the process of awakening the mind's true I, we begin to understand that clarity is not about the absence of confusion or darkness, but about the presence of insight within the chaos. In the teachings of Thoth, clarity is a practice, an ongoing journey of refining our perception, understanding, and consciousness. This journey requires patience, persistence, and the willingness to confront and transcend the blocks and limitations that hinder our true sight. But this path is not one that we walk alone. As we cultivate inner vision, we begin to recognize the interconnectedness of all things. The way each moment, each thought, each person we encounter is part of the greater tapestry of existence. Thoth's wisdom teaches us that when we see clearly, we don't just see ourselves, we see the world through a universal lens, where everything is connected and every experience holds profound meaning. The deeper we go into Thoth's teachings, the more we realize that the mind's true eye is not a tool to possess, but a gift to cherish. It is a doorway to a life lived with greater purpose, clarity, and meaning. By meditating, reflecting, and working with the symbols and practices that Thoth offers, we awaken to a richer, more expansive experience of life, one that transcends the ordinary and taps into the divine. In essence, Thoth's inner vision is not about gaining knowledge for its own sake, but about using that knowledge to live more consciously, more authentically, and more in alignment with the natural flow of the universe. It teaches us to see not just with our eyes, but with our hearts and minds, to perceive the deeper truths that are often hidden from the untrained sight. As we integrate this vision into our lives, we begin to understand the profound interconnectedness of all things and see life as a beautiful, unfolding mystery. And in this unfolding, we are invited to become more than just passive observers of the world. We are called to engage fully, to see not only with the mind's true eye, but with the heart, the spirit, and the soul. This journey of inner vision, inspired by Thoth's wisdom, becomes a path to enlightenment, one that not only transforms the way we see, but also the way we live. By embracing this vision, we awaken to a life filled with deeper meaning, greater wisdom, and an unshakable connection to the world beyond the physical. As you step forward on this journey, remember that true sight is a process, one that requires dedication, but also one that brings extraordinary rewards. In every moment, you have the opportunity to see more clearly, to understand more deeply, and to live more authentically. This is the gift of Thoth's vision, a never-ending journey toward greater clarity, wisdom, and truth. Through the application of Thoth's teachings, we unlock a more vibrant, connected existence. Each step forward is another step toward deeper sight, toward a life lived in alignment with the deeper, hidden truths of the universe. This is the essence of Thoth's vision, to see not just the world as it is, but the world as it could be, a place of beauty, wisdom, and divine understanding. If you've journeyed with me through these teachings, I know you're ready to embrace a new way of seeing. Let this be your moment of awakening. Drop a comment below with the phrase, "I see with clarity and purpose." Let it be your declaration, your commitment, your call to the universe that you've chosen to step into the vision of truth and wisdom.